Good afternoon, everyone. This is Angel once again for my segment, Assessment of Learning. This afternoon, I will be having my interview with Miss Pichi regarding the outcomes assessment, phases in the instructional cycle, constructive alignment, and variety of assessments, methods, tools, and tasks. Okay, let's proceed. Good afternoon, Miss Pichi. Hello, Angel. It's my pleasure to be your guest here in your segment. It's more than a pleasure, ma'am. Thank you so much. Miss Pichi, I am into this topic as requested by Uniting students of Fulbright College, section Unit 1. Yeah, okay. As what have been relayed to me, I will be sharing 3 topics. Am I correct? Oh, yes, ma'am. The first topic is the outcomes assessment phase in the instructional cycle. Oh, that should be discussed in details, but let me see. Let's start first with this one for a moment. This one. Okay, these are my magic cards. Take this one. Oh, what are these cards for, ma'am? Take a look at each card. Understand it by heart. Understand it by heart. Just one question here. Why is this that each card has a red letter on it except the first one? Yes, of course. That I will reveal after my discussion. But if you are smart enough, you will find the key. Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am. Maybe, while you are taking a look at the cards, can I be excused for a while? Okay, excuse me. She said, I have to understand it by heart. So this one is the institutional mission. I'm really puzzled with this letters, institutional mission, summary, assessment of outcomes, financial learning, the review and reteach, the formative assessment outcomes, supporting student activities, the deciding on lesson focus, diagnostic assessments. Look at this one. Besides student learning outcomes, the program goals and subject objectives. You see, guys, there's really something strange with these cards. I'm really puzzled with the letters. The red letters in each card. I'm really puzzled. Institutional mission, program goals, subject objectives, desired student learning outcomes, diagnostic assessment, deciding on lesson focus, supporting student activities, formative assessment outcomes, review and reteach, mastery learning, summative assessment of outcomes. Am I correct with these positions? With the labeling? I am really puzzled with the letter. Aha! There's something in my mind. Let's see, guys. Maybe this one? I think I have to arrange the red letters. This one? This one? Oh, the E. The S. Which one? Maybe this one. This one? What does this mean? ASSESSMENT. Oh, yes! Yes, guys! I found the key. It's assessment! It's assessment! Ah! Brian! Am I in a box? Where is Miss Peachy?
Yes, Angel, I'm here. And don't you know that I am your future self? And we are now in the box of knowledge? Oh, Mom, does this mean that we travel in time? Just like Back to the Future? Yes. As I have told you everything in here, you must know and learn by heart. Because this is very important. And as you wish, I will first discuss the outcomes assessment phases in instructional cycle. As you can see, we have here the institutional mission, the program goals, subject objectives, desired students' learning outcomes, diagnostic assessment, deciding on lesson focus, supporting student activities, formative assessment outcomes, the review and reteach in the cycle, the mastery learning, and the summative assessment of outcomes. But before we proceed, let us first define the magic word assessment. In education, when we talk of assessment, it refers to the whole variety of methods or tools that educators use to evaluate, measure, and document the academic readiness, learning progress, skill acquisition, or educational needs of students. Now, I will ask you, do you think that a teaching cycle be complete without assessment? As far as I learned, Ma'am, it is very important. Yes, assessment is very important because it is a key component of learning, for it helps students learn. When students are able to see how they are doing in a class, they are able to determine whether or not they understand the course material. A system of well-constructed formative and summative assessments allows students to demonstrate their abilities and knowledge and then reflects how close they are to meeting educational goals and standards. Evidence from assessments can be directly beneficial to students, for it can reinforce the efficacy of teaching and learning. It also encourages the understanding of teaching as a formative process that evolves over time with feedback and input from students. It can also help motivate students. Just as assessment helps students, assessment helps the teachers. So let us now proceed to phase 1, the institutional mission. Institutional mission statements provide various constituencies wherein the students, faculty, legislators, and others with the institution's educational goals and guidance concerning the achievement of these goals. An example of this is the vision and mission of your institution, which is aligned with the DepEd mission. Ma'am, excuse me, ma'am. I have a question. Why is it, ma'am, that the institutional mission is the initial step in the cycle wherein we can possibly start in program goals? Oh yes, we have to start in the institutional mission Because the vision mission statements of educational institutions must filter down to the course objectives stated in course syllabi and in lesson objectives laid down in lesson plans. This only means that the aims and goals of education as provided for in our laws filter down to our lesson objectives. And we have something to do with the attainment of our broad aims of education. So as we can contribute very much to the realization of our school's vision and mission statements because our lesson objectives are based on our school's vision and mission statements. And that's why it must not be disregarded, for it is a necessary condition for them to pull together through a myriad of activities to achieve central shared purposes. Oh, okay, Mom. Now I understand. So let's proceed with phase 2, our program goals. These are broad statements of the kinds of learning we hope students will achieve. They describe learning outcomes and concepts. This is what you want students to learn in general terms. For example, clear communication, problem solvings, and the like. An example of this is that you have your goal that students will develop positive cross-cultural attitudes. And these are your objectives. By grades 4 to 6, students will demonstrate positive cross-cultural attitudes as indicated by agreement with cultural items on the cross-cultural attitude scale. And this scale ranges from strongly disagree or to strongly agree. And see what data to collect for various attitude scales. Now let's proceed to phase 3, the subject objectives. These are brief statements that describe what students will be expected to learn by the end of school, year, course, unit, lesson, project, or class period. An example of this is that this course is designed to prepare you for professional writing experiences. Then by the end of the course, you should be able to identify the primary and secondary audiences of a text, craft text which take into consideration the needs of your primary audiences, write in an array of genres for a variety of purposes, and so on. This must be detailed. You know why? Because when we make the subject objectives, we must begin with the end in mind. Because in the context of teaching, this means that we must begin our lesson with a clearly defined lesson objective. For it helps us to have a sense of direction. Because with a definite lesson objective in mind, we will not lose sight of what we intend to teach. And with this, our lesson becomes more focused. We do not waste nor kill time, for we are sure of what we teach, how we teach, and what materials to use. We are definite of our lesson objective. That's why this is very important. I'm telling you, there is no shortcut for this. There is no shortcut for this cycle. These are all interconnected. All the phases are interconnected. That's why, Angel, you have to pay attention. This is very important.